Hi everyone. So in this video, I'm just going to be reacting to Dr. Grande's talk today about Amanda Knox, and he got it so wrong. He listened to the lies. He believed the Amanda Knox PR lies. So I'm not going to be, spouting out every fact or detail. I'm just going to give you my response as I go through, my spontaneous responses to what he's saying. And if you want to research this case, please go to www.themurderofmeredithkircher.com or choojustice.org. So, all right, so let's start this video. Let's react to Dr. Grande.
Amanda Knox case. So this would be the murder of Meredith Kircher that occurred in Perugia, Italy in
Perugia.
2007. Also, have to the question, was Amanda Knox guilty? So we see this Netflix
Yes, oh yes.
special on the Amanda Knox case that offered a few interviews and some information I hadn't seen before in other reports.
Okay, here's problem number one. He's basing his analysis on the biased documentary that was created for and by and completely biased towards Amanda Knox. It's called Amanda Knox. That documentary is not called The Murder of Meredith Kircher. It's called Amanda Knox for a reason. It was made for and by her, and it's pushing her lies and her version of events.
So I'm going to factor that information into this analysis as well. Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. First, I'll take a look at the timeline of the crime and look at the mental health personality characteristics as well as the question of guilt or innocence. So starting with the timeline. The timeline starts on October 25, 2007. 20-year-old Amanda Knox, a junior at the University of Washington, is in Perugia, Italy, studying.
Okay, so let's just real quick. I think it's important to mention that she was in Perugia, Italy, which is a known party town. Amanda had left. She was attending University of Washington, but she got a police citation just before she left for partying too much. Then before she went to Italy, she was in Germany with her family, where her uncle pulled some strings to get her a prestigious job at the Bundestag. And Amanda couldn't be bothered to attend because she preferred to drink wine and smoke pot and do what she wanted. So she was on a downward spiral. She wanted it. She was sleeping with different men, doing drugs, just partying. That was her lifestyle there. So she was not an exchange student. She was not part of a program in Italy. She landed there, got herself a place to live, and then took up a class at the local school, which is available to anyone.
Italian, when she meets 23-year-old Rafael Solicito. The two become lovers right away, right? So they're in that.
Right away, meaning a few hours after they met. Amanda asked him, "Do you have drugs?" He said yes. And they went back to his place and had sex and did drugs. That was the falling in love.
Early stage of the relationship. Amanda has been sharing an apartment with 21-year-old Meredith Kircher for a little more than a month, but now she's spending much of her time with Rafael. Now we move to November 2, 2007. Amanda went back to her apartment after spending the night with Rafael, and she found the door was open. She also found blood in the bathroom and noticed that the toilet had not been flushed. In addition,
yeah, and all this time, not one time did she try calling Meredith's cell phone, and she only allegedly went back later and called a roommate. But very suspicious the way she behaved that morning of.
She couldn't gain access into Meredith Kircher's bedroom. The door was locked, so she became worried about her. She asked Rafael to come over, and the couple together tried to get in the bedroom, but they were still unable to gain access, so Rafael called the police. The police gained access.
Okay, this is Amanda's version of the story. More factual version is that Amanda and Rafael were there at the home when Meredith Kircher, whose cell phones had been discovered in the garden of a woman, was turned into the postal police. The postal police went to Amanda Knox's cottage there looking for Meredith, and the postal police found Rafael and Amanda standing outside talking to each other. After the postal police arrived, that's when Rafael snuck away and called the Carabinieri, the real police that investigate murders. So they didn't call the police until after the postal police arrived and caught them at the scene of the crime.
Access to Kircher's room and found that she was dead, an apparent victim of a violent attack involving a knife. She was
It was a violent attack proven to be caused by 2 knives and multiple people. Fact.
killed the night before, so November 1. On November 5, 2007, Raphael was questioned by the police, and he gives in to pressure to distance himself from Amanda. He claims that Amanda did not come home to his apartment until 1 a.m. on November 2, which would have given her enough time to be involved in the murder. The police take the statement from Raphael and start to apply.
Raphael never gave an alibi to Amanda Knox. Never. All throughout the trials, he would never vouch for her being with him the whole night of the crime. But it's because they're both liars. All of them are liars.
Pressure on Amanda so that she will implicate the owner of a bar where she worked. Her employer's name.
Okay, the police did not force on her. Amanda volunteered her boss's name, Patrick Lumumba, her black boss, and he sat in prison, in jail for 2 weeks. Amanda never recanted her statement, ever. And it wasn't until, again, as you're going to say, someone else vouched for, gave an alibi to Patrick Lumumba. But Amanda tried to have Patrick Lumumba take the rap for this.
Was Patrick Lumumba. As a result of her statement, Patrick was arrested. November 20, 2007. Patrick's alibi is corroborated and he's released from prison. He sues Amanda and eventually wins a sum of 3,000 euros. November 22, Amanda writes a note.
And Amanda still has not paid him the money she owes him from that lawsuit,
Claiming that the police assaulted her and that the confession was not accurate. Near this time, a man named Rudy Gude is arrested for the murder after his fingerprints were found at the crime scene. Later, DNA was found all over the crime scene.
False. That's another PR lie from Amanda Knox. Amanda Knox's DNA mixed with Meredith Kercher was found all over the house, as was Raphael Sollecito. And by the way, in the staged break-in room, Rudy Gude's DNA was not found in there, but Amanda and the victims was staged.
He admits he was there and had sex with Kercher, but he said a mystery
No, he did not.
man committed the crime when he went to the bathroom. No doubt a story he recently read in a book titled How to Make Up Excuses That No One Would Ever Believe. He also
Now, where is that coming from? Why are you saying that? Are you paid by PR?
said Amanda was not there when the other man committed the murder. July 11, 2008, Amanda, Rudy, and Raphael
This was a group attack. Fact.
are charged with murder. The prosecution's theory is that Amanda was leading a game involving sex, and she ordered Rudy and Raphael to kill Kercher. September 6, 2008. Rudy requests a fast-track trial.
They're trying to explain, trying to figure out what happened with the 3 of them there, because there were 3 of them there, and the only link from Meredith to these men was Amanda bringing in. Amanda hung out with Raphael, and she hung out with Rudy Gude. They were all friends, and they were doing drugs, and things got out of hand, and Amanda was at the center of it.
He claimed to be worried that Amanda and Raphael would collude and testify against him.
That was his lawyer, Bruno, who feared that the 2 white middle-class students would turn against the black guy. Yeah.
October 28,
Proven by the fact that Amanda falsely accused a black man already.
2008, Rudy is found guilty of the murder of Meredith Kercher.
No, he was not found guilty of the murder. He was found guilty of being an accomplice to murder. It was Amanda who was found to be the one who wielded the knife.
And sentenced to 30 years. A few months later, that sentence would be reduced on appeal to 16 years. January 16, 2009, the trial of Amanda and Raphael begins. We see intense media coverage. They tended to really focus on this idea that Amanda was promiscuous. They found this nickname that she used for herself, Foxy Noxy,
She was promiscuous.
which had to do with being a good defender in
And that is a sign of psychopathy.
sports that she played. It had nothing to do with promiscuity. June 12, 2009, Amanda testifies that the police confused her during the interrogation. They are pressured.
She's a liar. And by the way, she was just recently found lying again about the fact that when she went to give a speech in Italy, she tried to claim that, oh, we needed money to save money for our wedding. And she was lying. She was already married and she already had a wedding ceremony. This girl is such a liar to this day. She's still lying. And you're repeating her lies, unfortunately.
Caused her odd behavior. The police denied striking her. December 4, 2009.
No proof, no witness. No, she was never stricken. There are no witnesses to her ever being struck. Liar.
Amanda and Raphael are found guilty on all charges. Amanda is sentenced to 26 years in prison. Raphael is sentenced to 25 years. November 24, 2010.
And she said she got a fair trial as well because she was guilty, is guilty.
The appeals process starts for Amanda.
Now her father's hired a PR firm. They've got this overwhelming, massive PR against her of the U.S. media, all attacking them. They had FBI agents and his wife going over screaming at the prosecutor, Michael Moore and his ugly wife there, where they're screaming at the prosecutor, harassing people there. This was out of control, and it was pressure put on the court system in Italy by American PR and the media with lies and that you're repeating in here.
Raphael. January 22, 2011, the appeals court appoints independent experts to review the DNA evidence. June 29, the experts conclude that tests that indicated Kircher's DNA was on a knife found at Raphael's residence were unreliable. So it didn't appear like her DNA was on this knife.
That's a lie. The people who were hired to, this was the defense. The defense hired this outside firm to question everything, and they came out and accused them of contamination. But contamination was never proven in court. Never. Look it up.
Knife blade. Now, Amanda's DNA was shown to be on the knife handle, but again, that knife was not found at the crime scene. September 24.
No, it was found in Raphael's apartment where they were cleaning up.
An Italian prosecutor.
Oh, and they had a leak too.
Attacks the character of the experts, saying they presented their claims in a hostile way. She requests that the sentence of Amanda and Raphael be increased to life in prison. So we see quite a bit of emotional reasoning in this trial.
Not emotional at all. Your reasoning is emotional. You're basing your facts on emotional narrative that is totally false.
October 3, 2011, the 2009 murder conviction of Amanda and Raphael was overturned. March 26, 2013, the Italian Supreme Court rules that the couple should stand trial again. September 30, 2013, the retrial begins, but neither Amanda nor Raphael are present at that time. Raphael would eventually arrive.
By their own choice, they chose not to go because they knew they were guilty and they're going to be found guilty, and they were found guilty, and rightfully so.
And testify, while Amanda would send in a letter through her attorney. January 30, 2014, Amanda and Raphael are once again convicted of murder. Amanda's sentence was increased to 28.5 years. April 29, the court says that it convicted Amanda and Raphael because the evidence showed that more than one person killed Meredith Kircher. March 27, 2015, the Italian Supreme Court overturns the murder convictions. The case is closed.
This was corruption, and this was pressure by American media and politicians. Hillary Clinton is believed to have been involved in this as well.
So we see a lot of back and forth in this case, but eventually this couple was exonerated. So now
not exonerated, never.
Moving to the next part, looking at whether Amanda and Raphael were guilty, and also looking at mental health and personality factors. There are two main
I'm going to stop here because he's talking about their mental health, but obviously Dr. Grande is very biased towards Amanda Knox and her case. I don't know if he was who gave him this information, but obviously he's taking the red pill here. He needs to get his facts straight on this case because he's got them all wrong. Sorry, Dr. Grande. Love your channel, but you got this so wrong. Bye, everyone.